This is Troy Baker, and the last time I was on Fall Damage, I got 69%.
Nice.
Let's see how many of my iconic lines I can remember. Presented by Xbox. You're not my daughter, and I sure as hell ain't your dad, and we are going our separate ways.
You're not my daughter. And I sure as hell ain't your dad.
That is one of my all-time favorite scenes in part one, and as we're shooting it, it's working, we feel good about it, but it's not great. And we come back into it, and Neil goes, no notes, just go for it again. And we start shooting it, and Ashley's just kind of got this energy. She's doing what she always does, and she comes in, and she goes, everyone that I've ever cared about has left me, everyone except for you, and she shoved me, which is not in the script, and neither is the the expletive in the wrong place. And that's when it clicked. It wasn't until Ashley shook me out of that in a very improvised way that the scene came to life, and that's the take that you find in the game. Oh my God. What if you don't come back? Is this Indy? Yeah, I know, I should know this. Tom Keegan's gonna be losing his mind. All right, what is it?
What if you don't come back?
You'll have one hell of a story to tell.
Hell, that's right. I think when I started believing that I could do a decent Indiana Jones was when I was standing backstage with Harrison Ford and he said, good job, kid. I think before it was cool, I was doing Jeff Goldblum because everyone was busy doing Christopher Walken. I was like, well, what's, uncharted territory? And so I started doing Goldblum, and then everyone else started doing it. It's really wonderful if you think about it. All right, let me see who's on the leaderboard. Ned Luke is number one. That guy's so committed. Where am I at right now? I'm below Ben Starr. Well, now I want to be Ned Luke. I'll be satisfied with beating Mercer and Ben Starr. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to Fall Damage. I'll stay with you. Oh, shoot. This is Death Stranding. I'll stay with you, and I close your tired eyes. I'll wait, and soon we'll see your smile in our dreams. I'll stay with you by your side. Close your tired eyes. We're at the Game Awards, and Hideo comes up to me and says, do you know why Higgs sings? During the pandemic, whenever I felt sad, I would watch your Instagram lives with you singing and playing guitar, and it would make me happy. And I was like, why didn't you tell me that when we were shooting? And so he goes, that's why Higgs sings. He really honored me in that. So I'm glad he gave me the chance to do it. The one thing you can count on with KJP is they try to go as realistic as possible. So I didn't have a guitar. They actually They 3D printed what my guitar looked like so that I could actually use it. Everybody had so much fun on set, especially Norman. Norman's having the time of his life. He would look at me and be like, what are we doing in this? What's happening? Oh man, I know this. You got everybody gathered around a table for Thanksgiving, exchange all the baby photos. No, thank you, not for me. God, I know this. Why am my brain not working? Why am I thinking Far Cry for some reason? You got everybody gathered around the table for Thanksgiving. Why does this feel like Joker to me? Oh my God, am I going to give on this one? All right, what is it?
You got it. Everybody gathered around the table for Thanksgiving, exchanging all the baby photos.
I know exactly what I'm going to say. I'm going to say the exact same thing that I said last time.
God, this is so not fair. Neil's going to kill me.
Don't put that one back in. There's still people that come up to me and say, I loved watching you and Nolan. I miss you and Nolan. And there's times when I miss it too. Us doing Retro Replay was born out of being on a lot of planes together and trains together and doing conventions together and on set together. And we just always had so much fun, and the conversations that we would have were amazing. The only thing that I think about now is I wonder what it would look like if we just had done what we both wanted to originally do, which is just throw up two microphones and just talk. I think it would have been a completely different thing. I will borrow your soul, Lord of the Dark Ninja. I mean, I'm going to go with Ninja Gaiden is the only thing I can think of. Ryu Hayabusa?
I will borrow your soul, Lord of the Dark Ninja.
Here's the thing. I don't think that I made a good Ryu Hayabusa. And when they came to me and they were like, hey, do you want to do this? I was like, sure, but I kind of feel like Ninja Gaiden was my Prince of Persia. You know what I mean? Yeah, sure, Nolan is good in it, but it's kind of like, I hear Nate Drake in this. I've been playing Ninja Gaiden the majority of my life. People who play Soulsborne's games, I'm like, yeah, cool, good for you. I did that already, and it was called Ninja Gaiden. It's just so punishing and brutal, but so rewarding. But I mean, like, I go back to, you know, old arcade stand-ups of those. So I'm excited to play Ninja Gaiden 4 and probably cry a lot. Gotta love these fireworks. They granted my wish. Final Fantasy. It's to Sarah, and I remember it goes to her, and she says, what did you wish for? And it's something like, to be with you. Will you marry me?
Before I asked you to marry me, I wish that you would say yes.
Yeah, give me a half point. I would say that, you know, 7 and 10 are arguably probably the most prolific. I think this was a different beast because it was the first time, to my knowledge, that we were doing it in parallel with Japan. So they were making their game and they were letting us do our game. And I think there was more trust on this where they're like, we understand that you need to make this for a Western audience and we're going to make ours for a Japanese audience and not try to split the diff and make it something watered down for both. And so I think that's why a lot of it comes through is very authentic. This is Troy Baker, and this is Fall Damage presented by Xbox. This is an Xbox. This is also an Xbox, and this is an Xbox. In fact, you're watching this on an Xbox. So, play Xbox on all these Xboxes. Yeah, I'm told that hurts. It's not Joker, is it? God damn it.
Yeah, I'm told that hurts.
Delson Rowe, man. You know, this is post Last of Us, post Arkham Origins. And so I think people started viewing me a little bit differently. And I got to be opposite of someone who in real life is like my brother, which is Travis Willingham. Someone who is like my sister that I had to kiss was Laura Bailey. That was not a fun day. And Travis was on set that day. It was right before they were married, but they were definitely together. And Travis did everything he could to make it as awkward as possible for both of us. And it worked. These are really hard when you take them out of context. I know what it looks like, but you're wrong. I'm telling you, it's not like that. Oh, this is Persona. Yeah, this is Kanji in Persona.
I know what it looks like, but you're wrong. I'm telling you, it's not like that.
Man, I still, this is one that I can always count on at like a convention or whatever. Somebody's going to come up to me and tell me how much this character has meant to them. And unfortunately, on either side of those convention days, they're probably reverting to a version of themselves that isn't the most authentic version of themselves because they're afraid of what people will think if they were to be their truest self. And I just always try to take an opportunity to encourage those people to remember that the strength that they're carrying in that moment during those conventions is inside of them, and it is extant and it can be persistent throughout the rest of their time. It doesn't have to be limited to just when they're in that cosplay. Top of the morning, kiddo. Who calls me kiddo? Is this Catherine? The C. Catherine ending. I don't remember top of the morning, kiddo. What comes next?
Top of the morning, kiddo.
Good morning.
No! What in this?
That's what it is. Oh man, Vincent. It's one of those where you're like, oh my God, everybody was in this game. Because you've got Travis, Liam, Laura, Yuri, Johnny, Kirk. So much fun. And I really applaud Atlas for coming. I was like, what's the premise of your game? It's like, well, it's kind of a dating sim. It's just really, really weird. Oh, my leg, shut up. Oh my God, I remember this. He's torturing somebody. He's making fun of them. Oh my God. Why would you do this? No, this isn't, no. Are you going to show it too? Oh man. This is from the cinematic masterpiece, originally entitled Bloodlines. Striking range. Woof. Bryce.
Ow, my leg! Ow, my leg! Shut up!
Improvised line, by the way. LDP, man. So Lou and I had just done I'd done my first on-camera thing ever, and we just hit it off on set, and I got an offer to audition for this indie movie in Texas, and he was the #1 on that movie. And I found out later he told the directors, like, just hire this kid. And he really took me under his wing and taught me a lot in a very short amount of time. And we spent 3 weeks making one of the worst movies ever made. Okay, so where does that put me on the leaderboard? Terrible. There's deep cuts on this one. This is the deep cut edition. Where do I rate on the anti-Ben Starr curve? For more like this, watch this video next. I'm just going to list all my characters and you can just like insert them into the correct answers. Make it look like I got every one of them. But it's all like hodgepodge. I'm like, no, we're in the same outfit or in the same location.